A very good morning to one and all. How are you, students? Yes? Yes, fine, very good. And are you all ready? And how was your papers? First unit test is over. How was it? Yes, very good. Now, this time we are going to start with the second unit test. That is unit 2. Okay, we are going to start with the unit 2. And now you all may be thinking, why ma'am has changed the screen, means why she has put in, can you all see some difference? Yes, in the first page. Yes, there are two pillars, two wooden pillars. And what you all can see? Yes, our school name. Yes, and more. Can you all see the hanging clothes? Yes. So, today we are going to begin with the new poem. Yes, we are going to begin with the new poem of Unit 2, that is 2.1. And which is, let's see the poem. It's about the clothes line. Yes, before we start, I would like to show you all a video on that. Okay, are you all ready, students? Yes, okay. I can see more that you all are more enthusiastic. Yes? Yes, okay, let's see the video.
Hand in hand they dance in a row, hither and thither, and to and fro. Flip, flap, flop, and away they go. Fluttering creatures as white as snow. Like restive horses they caper and prance. Like fairy tale witches they wildly dance. Rounded in front, but hollow behind. They shiver and skip in the merry March wind. One I saw dancing excitedly, struggling so wildly till she was free. Then, leaving pegs and clothesline behind her, she flew like a bird, and no one could find her. I saw her gleam like a sail in the sun, flipping and flapping and flopping for fun. Nobody knows where she now can be, hid in a ditch or drowned in the sea. She was my handkerchief not long ago, but she'll never come back to my pocket, I know.
Okay, so you all have seen the video. Yes, through it, I hope so many of them have got understood. Yes, basically it's about the clothes line. The clothes hanging on the clothes line, right? And what the story is saying. Let us look further what it's trying to say. Hand in hand they dance in a row, hither and thither, and to and fro. Flip, flap, flop, and away they go, fluttering creatures as white as snow. Okay, now here the poet's name is Claretil Druitt Clow, is talking about the clothes hanging on the clothes line. Okay, to her they look as if they are holding their hands. Yes, you all can see as if each and every clothes are holding their hands, standing in a row and dancing merrily. Okay, she compares, you all can see here how they are dancing. Yes, as the wind flows, they are dancing together. As if we can imagine that each and every clothes are catching hands and they are dancing together as through the wind. Yes, as the wind flows, they move, they dance like it. Okay, she compares here, the poet, she compares that them to white birds. You all can see the picture. Yes, it's looking like as if the white birds are flying in the sky. Yes. So here in the first stanza, it says that the clothes are about to the clothes line. Yes, and they are as if they are holding their hands. And it compares that The poetess itself compares that as if the clothes are flying in the sky like a bird. Okay, so have you all got this first stanza? Yes. Okay, we'll move further. If any queries, please let me know, dear. Okay. Like restive horses, they chapper and prance. Like fairy tale witches, they widely dance. Rounded in front, but hollow behind. They shiver and skip in the merry March wind. Yes, like restive horses. Here, restive means restless horses. Yes, which unable to remain still. They are means restive horses means which they are moving from here and there. Okay. Okay. And here the caper means leap, skip to dance about in a lively, playful manner, means they are very energetic to move. Yes. And the meaning of prance is walk or move with high springy steps as the wind is blowing, means walk, or run means move high, as high the according to the wind, as the wind moves. The clothes also wants that they should move as high as they can. Okay, let's see. See, now you all can see a photo. Here the poetess compares the clothes hanging on the clothesline to restless horses. Can you all see? Yes, that are leaping and gulping with happiness. Yes, you all can see how their clothes are moving. In their own swing, they are moving. Okay. And as the clothes flutter on the clothesline, they form a bowl-like shape that is round at the edges and hollow in the center. You all can see it. As the wind blows, suppose the wind is blowing from the left side and here it's the clothes. The wind is forcing the clothes to make a bowl shape. Yes, you all can see many of the clothes here with the bowl shape, which shows that is round and at the edges, round at the edges and hollow in the center. You all can see it like a bowl. Yes. And the poetess also feels that the clothes are shivering. Yes, shivering and skipping in the wind. That is very happy during the month of March. Yes, month of March, basically the summer arrives. Yes, the summer welcome part is there in the month of March. So here the poet says that it feels that the clothes are shivering and skipping in the wind. That is very happy. They are very happy during the month of March. Yes. Now let's look further. One I saw dancing excitedly, struggling so wildly, till she was free. Then, leaving pegs and clothesline behind her, she flew like a bird and no one can find her. Okay. Now here, once I saw dancing excitedly, struggling so widely till she was free. Here the meaning widely means very hard, very violently it is moving. Okay. Now, then leaving the pegs and clothesline behind her. The meaning of pegs is pins used to secure something in place, as for example clothes on a clothesline. Y'all can see up pins. Yes, I am hanging here pins so that even if the wind comes, the clothes don't fly and go. Yes, so that pins are known as pegs. Okay. Now, without here in the third stanza it says that without specifically stating, the poet says that once she saw someone dancing excitedly and with great struggle she freed herself. Then, leaving the pegs of the clothes and the clothesline, she flew like a bird so far that no one was able to follow her, and now no one can find her. Yes, it's talking about that as if one part of the on the clothesline, one cloth has flew off. Okay, we'll see in the next stanza what about basically it's talking about. Okay. Okay, I saw her gleam like a sail in the sun, flipping and flopping and flapping and flopping for fun. Nobody knows where she now can be, hid in a ditch or drowned in the sea. Okay, continuing with the suspense, the poetess compares that someone to a shining sail. Yes, the poetess here tells us that she was flipping and flopping. You all can see the clothes here. Yes, they are flipping, flapping and flopping away with happiness. They are dancing. You all can see as if the clothes are dancing. Okay, she flew away so fast that nobody knows where she went and where she could be. As they were enjoying with the happiness, yes, with the wind, as the wind was giving them so much of happiness that they were moving from here, flopping means flipping and flopping, okay, from here to there. But suddenly from the pegs, what one cloth removed, yes, moved out, and it flew so high that nobody knows now where it could be. Yes, thinking of the worst that could happen, the poetess wonders whether she is hiding in a ditch or may have drowned in a sea. Yes, the cloth, the poet thinks that the cloth is whether hiding in a ditch or may have drowned in the sea. Yes, you all can see a cloth flying. Now, God knows where it is going to leave down, let it down. Yes, whether in a ditch or in a drowned sea. Let's see the last stanza, dear. She was my handkerchief not long ago, but she'll never come back to my pocket, I know. Yes, the poet Carroll Druid Clow says that in the last stanza she explains that yes, it was not just a cloth, it was my handkerchief. Yes, she used to love her handkerchief. Yes, it's only in the last two lines of the poem that the poetess reveals that she was talking about her handkerchief. As I said, she was not talking only about her one cloth, specific cloth, but she was talking about her handkerchief that flew away not very long ago. She is sure that it will not come back to her and it is lost forever. Yes, she knows that the handkerchief has flown out. It will not come back again. Yes, the poet, now you all can see in the story, in the poem here, the poetess begins the poem with a happy note of clothes dancing on the clothes line, but she ends with it with a sad note. Yes, first she said that she began the poem with a happy note that the clothes are dancing with the wind. As the wind is blowing, the clothes are dancing. Yes, and she at the end of the story, end of the poem, it is like she says with a sad note, and she ends it with a sad note of a handkerchief flying away and never coming back. Yes, the poetess, I think it was her favorite handkerchief. Yes, so till here, have you all understood, everyone? Yes, I don't think the poem was too boring. It was too interesting, right? Yes, if any queries, please ask me. We'll wait here. Yes, students? You all can see. Now you all can, everyone are go to home. Everyone are sitting at home. You all can see You all can go outside and see your clothes line. Yes, where when the wind starts blowing, how it will shape, how the shape of the clothes will be like. Yes, as I'm explaining you all, really it is like a bowl shape. Okay, no queries, dear? Okay, so here I have given the meanings y'all for y'all. Please go through the meanings, start learning it. Yes, and start completing your notebooks. Yes, I have given here many meanings. Thank you. So, all the best and have a great day. Be safe and happy. Thank you once again.